Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another session of the AI Workstation. I hope all of you are doing well. But I just want to circle back and really talk about not only the summit in terms of the work that we've done with the Field Entrepreneurs organization. We want to be able to improve our work. We want to be able to look at the products that we create. Why did we create them? What is the point? The point is a call to action. And so as part of that, in your technology stack, when you build these products, it really is nice to have a way to track its performance across all social media pages. And so in order to do that, you have to have a system. And so we have a system, as you well know. The good news is that being part of this group, you already have a built-in system, and we'll be demonstrating that as we go along. But Danny and I are building a higher level platform beyond just the tools that you see here with the AI Workstation. We're moving into other low-code developed platforms called Zoho, which is a much higher performing platform. And that's the platform we're going to take a little bit look at today to see how our campaign is performing. The other thing, hopefully, we'll be able to get to talk about the bundling, and not only just bundles. Here's the important thing. What are we selling? And so there has to be a specific packaged product or service with descriptions and use cases. And this is what I'm discovering, guys, of working with sales and marketing. And Danny probably knows this all too well because he has spent a lifetime in sales and marketing. But there has to be a fundamental product or that we are marketing around or developing our so-called ecosystem around. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about the bundles that we want to put together. And it can be complex, but the problem is we have to decide there's so many tools, features, and functionalities of this platform. You got to decide on where you want to focus because of all the tools that are in there. Some of us won't use half of them. And I know that for a fact because with my Zoho platform, it has the same amount, higher level, over 60 or 72s, and I really only use about 4 or 5. But it runs and powers my whole entire business. So I hope you understand what I mean by that. And the rest of it is just a little bit of cleanup stuff about the icon for the AI workstation. Once we developed the product, once we put it up on social media, I saw what it looked like against the background. And so we need to go back and try to clean up the graphics of some of the postings we put out there now that we got a chance to look at it and look at it live in terms of how it comes across. And so I recommend all of you do that, to look at, to review your products, to even like your products. I try to do that for as many people as I can as I'm scrolling down, reviewing and liking mine, reviewing like someone else's within our network. And the last thing really is something that my virtual assistant and I are involved in. We are developing courses along with the actual applications that we're developing. So essentially, it's our way of always having an upsell. And that goes to, once we sit on a virtual market lab, oh yeah, we'll give something away for free, have an entry level, low product, and then, oh, by the way, you can join the AI Academy and get access to 5 courses for $49.95. And so that's the way we want to roll. So having said all that, I'm going to share my screen real quickly. And are there any questions before I go any further? Before I start sharing my screen? Any questions? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Application windows, documents, whiteboard, advanced, screens. Okay, so you should be seeing my screen. And what this is right here is my attempt to start developing the concept of bundles for the AI workstation. And I ask the question, what are we selling? And so I've been struggling with my elevator speech for so long now in terms of what do I offer? I really think we offer digital transformation services, products and services, customized digital transformation services for small business or large businesses, enterprise level that want to integrate artificial intelligence into your technology stack. So it really is about digital transformation. And so I won't take any questions on that now, but certainly would love to hear some feedback in terms of the big dream, what we're selling, the elevator speech. So if someone has something that they want to share, please put it in the chat in terms of when you go out there and present your product. If you're in the elevator with somebody and they ask you, what do you do? I have several. It depends on who I'm talking to, the situation. And so the AI workstation is not only digital, but it can be a physical product because some of you may understand I have essentially developed the AI workstation by integrating 3 screens into my laptop so that I'm able to, and I mobilize it so that when I go out to a conference or something, I'm the only one sitting there with 3 screens going back and forth between documents. It's all seamless. It's a very beautiful thing. And we premiered the actual AI workstation. Some of you may have seen pictures, and I'll show you a picture of it when we go through one of our virtual sales letters. It's included in there. But it can actually be a physical thing. We can actually, at some point, we're working with some IT partners, and Danny has been one of them of Arcadian Computers, and they actually physically can build a standalone AI workstation to operate with its own large language model. So that means you don't have to be hooked to the internet to continue to do your work. So that's where we want to go to. Actually, and after this is done, I want to turn this over to someone to run, this subscription-based business. Our dream should be letting this thing run by itself 24 hours. So after we finish setting it up, it should just be put on automatic. And that is my hope with the AI workstation. And it's just a matter of sending out posts. So in creating the AI workstation, I've looked at creating different packs or categories. So let's say, for example, I have the AI workstation for healthcare, the AI workstation for education, the AI workstation for e-commerce accelerator or economic development, the AI workstation for nonprofits, which we have actually literally starting on. So as you see, the rest of them are just still concepts, but yet they can be made into reality, as you've seen with the nonprofit, what we've done for the nonprofit, artificial intelligence, websites, products and services, and monetization aspects. It can be fun, but only if you have an engaged group and you're working together as a group. And when you have, dedicated people such as Danny leading you and teaching you about these specific tools and use cases. And that's what keeps it fun. And you showing up here today is what is going to make the difference. The AI workstation, just like any other white label, it has a profit margin. I mean, it has reseller opportunities. It has revenue shares, has customization. I mean, just about everything you could think of that you need to let it work for you. Once you get your payment processing things set up, it goes on autopilot. And that's what I want the AI workstation to be on autopilot. I don't plan to be nurturing. This is for the next group or that comes in after us. They'll go through the same thing. Hopefully, that's why we record our sessions every week and month to make learning plans and objectives out of this. Now, this is only an example of the pricing tiers and bundles. For example, this isn't correct. This is just a draft. So, but it gives you an idea. If you look down on the left-hand column, the different tiers and product levels, starter bundle, nonprofit essentials, professional suite, enterprise, custom solutions, my starter bundle, $19.95 a month. What do you get with that? 10 apps, 3 integrations, community support, basic automation, CRM, solopreneurs, small teams. And then you tell it, and I want to tell it for who it's designed for. That's just your $19. That really is hands off. I don't intend to be nurturing those. Only at the $49 point is when I want to bring them into our ecosystem, to bring them into AI workstation where they get guided instruction. So the starter bundle, you just get the apps. And then we'll have in there the upsell, join the team, get with professionals, network with industry leading individuals. And you got to pay $49 to get to your knowledge. All you guys out there now, you have something to bring. You're doing it. You've been there. You've been with us. And so when they come along, they will be hiring you to do their work, to do their integration. That's the intent. We're trying to train the trainers. But this is the life, I believe, based on what we're selling, these tools, we got to develop our own bundles. And for me, this is based on what I do. You have to develop, you may not have as many moving pieces and parts as I do. So as we get up to the integrating the Zoho, as I told you, Zoho One comes in at $395 a month plus the AI workstation stuff. So once we integrate all these together, I mean that's gonna have to be at least $395 a month because Zoho has licensing costs also, but they get so many more tools that they can have access to, which would include a Zoho license. I'm not sure how many we'll include at this price point, but maybe one or two because the Zoho license by itself is $49 a month, but you have a much more powerful platform. And you can actually, the apps you develop in Zoho, you can list on the PlayStation. It has a seamless automated way to do that. So one of the challenges that Danny and I are going to be doing the next coming weeks is try to figure out that process. And we may have to bring in some developers. Don't know, but we got to scope the problem out in terms of the full integration of the AI workstation platform to seamlessly integrate it with Zoho. Now we have already, if you look at the AI workstation, if you go in there to a learning management system, it has a third-party link and it links directly to the Zoho learning management systems. So you can see all the courses that we have. So that was so seamless to do in this local production platform. And so it has made that connection, but we want to get even fancier than that. We want to start developing customer portals so they can log in and see their invoices, any emails that they've communicated with us through. It's basically moving towards a CRM system where we're able to identify, to know our customers and know our clients. And of course, custom solutions, we're talking months away before we get to the Zoho One integration, but that's what's coming. Right now, the most expensive product we have is the $49.95 a month, and then all the upsells that we do in terms of user-generated content, scroll stopping images. You can sell those all day on your own if that's what you want to do, if that's what you solely want to market things on. Hopefully, we try to get customer feedback as we did with Dr. Boyd and her app. We've identified some of her pain points, some of the nonprofit pain points, which obviously donor management, vendor management, volunteers, all those other things, analyzing their donor history and patterns and telling their story is what we learned just by working with the nonprofit organizations. What are we selling? Digital transformation, cost savings, integration, scalability. It really is trying to convince someone to completely transform from the physical to the digital. It really is about digital transformation if you're going to participate in this work. The additional revenue generating streams, you can offer custom bills, user generated content. But I think the big one, most people are going to be interested in that chatbot. I think if you just marketed the chatbot, you can do that. Go out and get clients. You guys are deputized to go out and get clients for all of these products. Bring them to the table. Bring them to we can all share in the profit and we'll build it because we're desperate for a new project. Go out and find a client, paying client, hopefully, and we'll get whatever they want built while we are building out our own platform. So again, learn, leverage, launch, and earn, and automate, innovate, and grow with the AI workstation. All right, that's what I have. Any questions? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Hey, Christina, would you put up the new AdW workstation video? And we'll just show. So now we move from developing I guess what Christina has done is cloned the AI workstation for nonprofits. Now we're just creating an AI workstation, just generic. And when we introduce the AI workstation again, and I know Danny doesn't particularly like this, but we're going to have 3 offers or 3 categories and bundles within each category. Category 1, AI workstation for nonprofits. It's going to list out different, and I can show you the thought process. It'll list out different bundles within a nonprofit. They can buy them individually, or matter of fact, I'll show you what I mean right here.
Okay, hold on.
We need more squirrels. Come on.
Oh, did I push it already or it's gone, it's gone. I saw it and it's gone.
No, it's not
Suddenly
you.
got.
It's just taking forever. It did this
Mm-mm.
earlier today too. It's like on it's just tired. Maybe it's Thursday afternoon for it. Or maybe it's like in your time zone and it just doesn't want to be working this hard.
Okay,
Come,
hold on.
come on, come on, come on. It's just taking forever. While we are waiting for it to wake up, hey Antoinette, you can share it now. Hey Daryl, Bear, Keisha, all the people that are on the call. So you have it now, Christina. You should be able to share.
Joe, you want me to share the video?
Yes.
This one?
We can't see your screen yet.
No?
Not yet.
Okay, okay, sorry.
No worries.
And share sound and share. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm not sure where can I put these bars here. Hold on. Okay, so Joe, you want me to
Yeah,
share?
just go ahead and start that video up there, and that's where you will see the actual AI workstation that we can actually sell that product.
What if you could run your business smarter, faster, and with less stress? Introducing the AI Workstation, an all-in-one platform designed to automate, optimize, and scale your operations with AI-powered tools. With AI agents and automation, handle repetitive tasks with ease and customize without code for your unique needs. Enjoy enterprise-grade security and AI training that helps you learn, leverage, and launch seamlessly. Act now for early access at just $19.95 a month and get 40% off all AI workstation services, plus a free AI integration and strategy session valued at $750 for the first 25 signups. Transform the way your business operates with the AI Workstation. Whether you're a startup, entrepreneur, nonprofit, or enterprise, sign up now and take advantage of this exclusive offer.
Now, it obviously goes to your referral link. Just click on that. When you see your referral link, all of you, when you have your white labels, you will have a referral link. This is how you get paid. So you can set your prices to anything that you want. And that's all embedded within the workstation. Okay, thanks, Christina. You can go back out of there. And so now what we're going to do in collaboration with, we want to, and this is, I believe, is important. I want to show people, and I have links, referral links to all of these platforms. So I'm going to include my referral link because each of these is designed. We're going to have a product description, Deal AI. If you want to use Deal AI, it's good for, I looked in there like, okay, this will be great for maybe solopreneurs, people who want to grow and scale their enterprise. Bill Biz, Danny has his own link. I'm going to refer, people may want Danny's platform. That's fine. We have a referral link. 1000X AI, same thing. They have like the creator apps. If you want to learn more about AI, I mean, they got basic starter stuff. That's a very good platform to go to. And then, of course, we're going to replace that AI for Humanity. That's the home page for the AI workstation, AI for Humanity Solutions.com. Please visit the webpage and like it. All those right there, we're going to have a hyperlink with our referral link. I'll be sending Christina that. Okay, Christina, scroll down. These testimonials are from people who actually have used this platform, same apps that we're designing and developing now. And so we stole this from Danny, who stole it from Deal AI. Anyway, all right, scroll down, please. The only other thing is just repeat the call to action again. The only thing I'm not, pleased with right now, and I think was in the introduction where I said that the icon, in terms of marketing, we've seen where if you look at the icon, it should just be like a logo type instead of a box or a square. And it doesn't sit well, I think, up against the color scheme in the background. So we need to take a look at that from a graphic design standpoint. So if you got any ideas, suggestions, let us know. Okay, scroll up. Now, what's included in here, as you see, one of the things that you can do. Here's the work, folks. I mean, but this is why we're here working together as a team, because you're going to have to build out, if you want to maintain the default icons of your white label, you can, or you can use your platform to create new scroll stopping images or icons based on your prompt and upload that to your own, apps. And you can do that if you develop an app yourself. But if you just want to leave the icon apps that are already there, you can when you develop your new workstation. This is just time when you have time to work on stuff like this. Okay, Christina. And these are all the apps. And so as you see, Kimmy Group Academy, that icon is included in there. When you get access, you'll have access to the Kimmy Group learning management system and academy and everything else. You guys part of the AI workstation. I'm showing you what we are developing and building that you can start using. So there are courses right now in the Kimmy Group Academy that you can take for free. Go in there, start looking around and find the course. And I'll ask you just leave some feedback and things of that nature. I think you guys had homework last week. You were supposed to be working on your big dream generators as well as your knowledge base. But before you go into that, I want to circle back. Thanks, Craig. Is that it, Christina? Is that it? Okay, keep scrolling down. Oh, wait. And we just added more and more reasons how profitable the workstation can be and ways you can make money. Again, in order to build somebody a website funnel, one or two things needs to occur. The client we can provide them with the tools to do it themselves, which is unlikely. Or you can do it, or you can pay someone else to do it, such as, Danny and myself to build these products out. You have to decide that. But typically, the reason I put this is business to business marketing. So I'm marketing to business owners. I'm not selling to business to consumers. So I'm trying to tell you, you can, once you mastered how to build that website and funnel, we've already done that. You've seen it work. You've seen the high converted videos. You've seen the user generated content. You've seen the different campaigns. They were all done with the workstation. They were all done collaboratively. Those things, people out there, as you well know, are charging for that. So what we're trying to do is tell you, here are other ways you can just say, hey, resell these products and tools. So go out there and find a client and just say, hey, do you need a high converting video? And you basically charge them what they would pay. And then you bring it to us, the project, based on the requirements, we build it, or we can do that. If it's a paying customer, we'll drop what we're doing and we'll all share the income. So, okay, these are all just ways that you can make money, but you got to, money is not going to come knocking at your door. Just like anything else, you got to go out and you got to scratch and you got to develop your client base and your customers. Okay. All right. And obviously this is my page, so I can put my smiling face on it. And then of course I got Danny's smiling face because for him, without him, none of this would have been possible. Okay, continue. I don't know whoever did this did a pretty good job, I think. Includes all the workstation you can activate. Okay. So all these things, look at all this value for $19, guys. I don't know why anyone would want this. So, and this is why I'm having a problem. Continue, and I'll tell you why I'm having a problem. Go, continue. Okay, continue. Daniel, what do you call these? These are, this kind of, we use the XYZ bridge, identify the problem, and then the solution. And so this is just a concept, and Danny teaches this. It's a framework, it's sales framework. So we basically tell them a story about how their life sucks prior to the solutions of the AI workstation. And we show them the bridge, and then we tell them how to get there. And then, oh, by the way, we can take you across our sales just for a little bit more. That's how the XYZ bridge works in a nutshell. Okay, so continue. And all of this is, you really don't need a tech background. I am non-technical, but I've always worked around technical systems and products, even as a military intelligence officer. It was all about systems. It's all about data. It's all about information. This is all about management, knowledge, and then requirements. And so this is, nothing different than, what I've seen for years of my life, and taking technology and giving them to people in order for them to make their lives and jobs easier and streamlined and getting a good product out. with relative confidence. Okay. We got all the lunch and learns we announced. Basically, we're trying to tell them you are not alone in this journey. Okay, continue. And so keep continue. You just go and scroll to the bottom. And so this is our attempt at our, AIW marketing tool. I mean, we did the one for, hopefully we've learned some lessons from the one we built, the first one we built. This is the second one. I'm looking forward to building others. Now, let's talk about something a little different. Thank you, Christina. You can stop sharing.
Okay. Hold on.
Because I'm going to share again. Okay. Give me a second here. I want to show you, something here. These are the Firefox document. Okay. All right, what's everybody seeing? Is everybody seeing?
Zoho.
Okay, great, super. Okay, so we're in the right place now. So I want to take you to, and I told you about, once we build a product that we have to see how they're performing. Well, so we built this beautiful product. So this is my ability to see all of my brands, all of my social media postings. So this goes to my Facebook. And so what we do here is when we create a social media campaign, we create it we're in the Zoho platform. We create in Zoho. So that way, when we post it automatically to all of these sites at the same time. So we don't have to post them individually. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. And so we can monitor our post. We can see what post is performing well. This post right here, this is the post that we are currently working with for the nonprofits. But we boosted this post and everything, but it only has 32 hits. So, I did an analysis. So I took the URL of that post and I asked, why is this post not performing? And so this is what it gave me. Are you seeing the analysis of post performance?
Yes.
The post has only 2 reactions and 0 comments, which indicates low direct engagement, while shares are relatively high. The lack of reactions and comments suggests the content may not resonate deeply with the audience or prompt interaction. So this is what it's telling me. Why is not? It may not resonate deeply. That's something that we're going to have to figure out and ask earlier on, and maybe we can do it, Danny and I, offline. Engagement by post types. It says engagement is the highest for videos. So people love videos, so keep those videos coming. And again, I paid to have this thing to get, I think I targeted, maybe my control group was maybe 20,000 people or something like that. I don't know is what the reach was, but anyway, I paid, it was about $100 to boost the post. It's still, this is what we get. And, the page likes, no new likes based on that post. It says, I published that post at 8:53, and it says that the timing may not align with peak activity hours, which are mid-morning or early afternoon or weekdays. So I would say, Christina, take note of that. The post mid-morning, early afternoon on weekdays. It says add visuals. It says incorporate engaging visuals such as infographics or short videos, highlighting key themes, AI for nonprofits or speaker insights. So again, I'll send you Christina, this report. The call to action. It's questioning the call to action. So here again, we have AI checking AI. Do you see what's happening here, people? I'm using AI to check AI of why my post is not performing. Wow. Okay. So it says make the call to action more compelling by emphasizing urgency. Okay. So it's the conference is next Tuesday. So I think, Christina, we need to put out an urgent to just rebrand. I mean, we send out, 8 days left. We don't have any testimonials, so that's probably, but on our posts, but there are other posts out there with testimonials. They're not tied to our campaign. So here's audience engagement. How do you build? Encourage interaction. So basically, it says pose a question to the post to spark discussion. And so, Christina, how do you see AI transforming nonprofit operations? So, take that and pose a question and then repost that to see if people engage. You can put a survey on it. Do you think AI can help nonprofits? I don't know. Something along those lines. I regularly check to see again, sharing. I even share my stuff to other pages. I recommend you do the same. I spend an inordinate amount of time doing that, trying to organically grow. So there's some other things that it told us to do, in terms of looking at our paid promotions, analytic tracking, and A/B testing. All of these things are higher level type functions, but again, this is a part of my effort to kind of show you that there is a direct correlation between content creation for marketing materials or advertising, the actual campaign itself, and then the results. The end game is increased awareness, ticket sales, call to actions, or something. And so clearly, we have all the tools, but we got to use them properly. And so that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm going to turn it over to Danny. How can we, based on what I've demonstrated here today and shown, what recommendations do you have?
That's kind of a loaded question. So, well, I was kind of taking a look at some of the things that you were talking about as you went along. So I think from a standpoint of, the funnel, so we have the funnel. It is a long form funnel in the sense that the concept being as the person scrolls through the content, you're consistently offering them. You got to make sure you have lots of call to actions as you go down, meaning that you pause between the content, make sure you have call to actions. And then the other thing is, as you offer up different options for them to engage with you, the only thing that I would perhaps suggest is decide whether the page is your website page, which is kind of like where it looks like we are, versus being your sales funnel. So there's two slightly different flows for those two. Now it looks like this is primarily a sales funnel taking people from the top to the bottom. Sales funnels that focus on, especially if the call to action is join for 1995, then that's a consistent kind of thing where you're saying this is the purpose of this sales funnel. The other one, we have another one, the nonprofit one. Obviously, that one is driving people towards the $37 for the sign up for the funnel. So again, that's an idea for that one, right? You just want to make sure that the message is clear and you're trying to get people. So I think right now what you have is a sales funnel that kind of walks through people through different opportunities where they can jump on the train. So, that sales funnel style is interesting, and we'll just watch it and see how it does. One of the suggestions for your marketing campaign is run an A/B. So what you can do with an A/B is have one sales funnel where you have everything, lots of different opportunities, and then another sales funnel where you have one specific message and one specific thing. Super easy to do. You just say, hey, take this sales funnel, copy it over, and then decide what's in this second sales funnel. What it'll do is people will type in the same URL or get driven to the same URL, but they'll see one of two different sides, and then you can track the conversions on either side. Okay, so that's the other thing that we could try and test. And then we have, the structure of a sales funnel or slash website. I was playing around with as you were, speaking, and you wanted to make sure you had one of your questions is, do I have everything in here that I need to have? Let me go back here. One of the ones that we have that we all share, we have this sort of PDF. I'll drop it in the chat, but it's real simple. It speaks to all the things that you need to make sure you have on every good website or sales funnel. So we talk about magic hooks, which is the headlines, the hero section, and obviously you have all of this and more in your website. So these are all good things to make sure that you have as you build out your own websites. These are all pieces of the puzzle, right? An FAQ section, all of the different pieces. And I saw that you had all of these, so that's good. Some benefits of doing business with the AI workstation. As a team, we all want to build out really good stuff. All right, so that's one thing. And then the other thing is I wanted to point out in the AI workstation platform and in BillBiz, some of us are from different places. You can go into the AEO website creator, and I am always sharing different funnel approaches or different website approaches. So the idea being, hey, we've got this sales funnel that's working. Why not share it, right? So let me go back here to one of my tools. And let me grab the sales funnel that might be of interest to the team because we're talking about building out these sales funnels right now. I've tried to pin these down so that they're available for everybody. I will go ahead and make sure I share those now. So let me grab it. And this is the same thing for Joel and Tina. If you want to share a particular funnel that you have created, you can share it by going into the funnel, just click on it, and go to settings, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then you can copy, share, sales funnel. So then once you get that, you can go back to a particular level, right? So in this case, we'll do it at the Joel level so that it shows up everywhere for everybody. You can go in here and you can import a particular shared sales funnel. And therefore, now it's available to all AI workstation users. Now, remember, you can't actually just click on the link. I'll put the link in there, but you can only import it. You have to import it. And then when you import it, now it's available for you to go in and edit it. And what's fun is it brings in everything. So this is a typical simple sales funnel. You have your first headline, subheadline, a place for a video, register now. So this is a very simplistic funnel, but it has all of the elements for a short form funnel. So remember, you have your long form funnel, similar to what Joel just showed you, right? It's kind of like almost an infinite scroll of opportunity. And then you have the short form funnel. This is the kind where you have one specific thing you want people to do, like sign up for a free webinar or something like that. So I gave you the document of all the elements you should have on a page if you're building out a website. Now Joel has the long form funnel he just showed you, and then this is a short form funnel. So you have best of both worlds, and you just kind of pick and choose where you want to go. If you go back to AEO Workstation Website Builder, and remember, that is the one I recommend for building any new website. I wouldn't even use the other tools. The only reason those other tools are still there is because we have legacy customers who use those. I marked them as legacy, so I'll let you know not to use those. If you're building a brand new site, you want to use the AEO Website Creator, and I've spoken many times about why, but that's the one you want to use because you can do things like what I just did, share funnels and things like that. And so you can go in here, say, create a new funnel, give it a name, and this is an internal name, so it doesn't really matter what you call it. And then it'll pop up the standard templates, but you'll see here on the right, it also has the shared funnel ones. And so these are different ones. So like if you need a thank you page or something to say, hey, you're registered, right? So you're locked in, you've got this page. So you can see these different pages and styles. And so you can click on any of those and build your page off of those shared ones as well. All right, I'll pause here, see if anybody has any questions. All right, cool. I'll keep going. And then I should point out yeah, go ahead.
Were you saying, I saw under the ultra fast funnels, it had legacy by it as well. I've been playing with that to create a funnel for a class, an online class, but you said don't use those?
I would only use, if you're building a new one, I would use the AEO because number one, it is more responsive. It's easier to use, number two. And then number three, it has the fundamentals to help your website that you build and get found by the chat engines. And we're going to do a lot more work. If you watch some of the other videos that I have recorded under the AI Lunch and Learn, you'll see that there's a lot of videos on the AEO website creator in here because it's an important tool for any business. And the reasoning behind why I highly recommend it is the types of things that we can do above and beyond what you see, but underlying technology. There's technology that doesn't exist in the other funnels. So for example, if I look in the AEO website and I take one of these example funnels, for example, this is one of the BuildBiz templates. And so if you look here, it looks pretty much like any other one, similar to what you could build in the ultra-fast funnels. But if you look here, you'll see that there are files that don't exist in that one and that are auto-generated. So for example, here is the LLMS.txt file. And when you, as a human being, look at a website, you look at the pictures, you look at the text, the image, that is on that page. But if I'm a search engine like Google or ChatGPT, and I'm looking to answer someone's question, I really only look at this file. And we also look at the robots.txt file. I might look at your sitemap, but I don't actually see your website. I just see this file. And so when we say that you should have this file, it's really, really critical because this is the file that it's going to look at. It is not looking at anything else that you do, all that pretty work and things that you do. So if it's going to present this back to somebody who asked me a question about, what's the number one no-code website for building a, platform for building, AI tools, I want this answer to show up in ChatGPT. Is there a website out there or a platform out there for entrepreneurs for AI? How do I make money with AI? See, this file here is what ChatGPT search engines are going to see and look for. Yes, they also include keywords and things like that help you grow, but this is the type of thing that is in this builder that is not in the legacy builders. And it's the type of information that you want to have. I'll show you another example. In the builder itself, when you are editing any of the AEO website creator pages, you have a section where you can enhance that section for your AEO SEO data. And this file, this script right here, is what you need to enhance to make it show up. So like this is not a live site. So it's not as long as if I go into my live site, this section right here is much longer because it has a lot more content that has been developed over time. This is just a template for you guys to steal and build on, right? So that's what I'm saying is your final site, every time you add something new to it, you want to update that LMS.txt file. And so as a website builder and user of the technology, because when you do a search in Google today, if you do a search in Google, at the very top, they have what they call a snippet, which is their version of an AI answer. And that AI answer is what people are going to read to the question. And if you ask people what they use to search nowadays, they either use Siri on their phones or the Google version, and they ask a question, and the AI brings back an answer. And you want your site to show up. So, and then there's this tool here, this little lightning tool, which kind of adapts and updates. There are some AI versions of things that you can add right here, right? So these are AI components built right into the platform. When you look at your website that you're building and you have this custom HTML section right here, this is where you can go in and enhance that LMS text file, right? So you can go in there and enhance it. Other things that you can do is you can come in here and change all of these very easily. Also, from a responsive point of view, you want to make sure your site looks good on all screen sizes. And whereas with this tool, if I click on this logo, for example, I immediately get access to change it. Whereas in the older ones, it's a convoluted thing simply to change an image. I think you might have discovered that by now, playing around with some of the older ones. Whereas with this one, I just click on it, boom, I can change the image. So editing is faster. You don't spend as much time laying things out. So again, all the templates are the same. So if you were building an ultra fast from a template, all the templates are available in AEO Website Creator as well.
No, I was just trying to play with funnels because I know I need.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. If you just started, I would immediately switch to this one instead. It's a lot easier, a lot faster to edit, and it has a lot of newer features and functions. So if I go in here and, for example, I want to add a component, things like building out different styles of media, different styles of forms, checking out for e-commerce, countdowns, things like that. And this, for example, this benefit stacks and AEO FAQs, you can drop a paragraph in there, your business brief that you created in Dream Generator, and it'll generate all the FAQs you need right away. So those are the types of features and functions that are in this builder versus the older ones. Hopefully I answered you.
What someone suggested that I do. My site is built off of Site Builder, which is bought by somebody else now, but we can just add a page. And they were saying you add a page, and when you create the funnel, you send them to just that page. So I was doing the magic hooks and all of those different things to try to get something to put on that page.
Right. It was built on what you said, Site Builder?
Mm-hmm.
What you're trying to do is get content for that website?
Right. I can add as many pages as I want to, but I would only, somehow she was saying, don't put if the one that's your funnel page, you can just add another page to it. That way I'm not having to buy another domain every time.
No, I understand. Right. Yeah. So your overall goal is just to get content to put on another platform builder.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So you can use any of the tools to get the content for that platform. And then, as I said, you can get with me, you can get with Tina. She's one of our favorite VAs on the call here. And we can help you streamline whatever it is that you're trying to do. If I was building a new page and I didn't want to create another domain, that's also easy to do. And this is what I would suggest to you, right? Let's say your domain is, actually, yeah, what is your domain? What's your current URL or domain?
It's all our, well, I'll just copy and paste it. So.
Okay, fine.
Because it's long.
There's a sales and marketing suggestion for you. Get another domain that's shorter. It's so funny to me because I tell people all of the time and they always like blink at me like 3 times. First of all, if you can't tell me what your domain is, it's too long, number one. Number two, a lot of times people conflate their business name and their domain name as the same thing. It totally isn't. So the way to think of it is you have ABC or Alphabet Company. You can use that as your company name, but the name that you market that company and your domain that you use is google.com, which makes absolutely no sense, right? But it is now a verb, a noun in the minds of everybody in the world. Why? Because it's short. So, this is what my other suggestion is for it. So, hey, that's just a 2 cents. All right, so we have your website name here. And so you're building this out and you're saying, hey, I want to add a sales funnel or I want to do some things. So, first of all, number one, we can move this whole domain into the platform under AIW Workstation, where the domain name is just moved. Okay, that's one approach. The second approach is you can forward the domain. So you go to your registrar and you forward it. Don't necessarily recommend that one because it loses authority. So you don't really want to do that. The third way to do it, to keep a AOC Elite Childcare as the primary domain name, right? And again, my my thing is AOC Elite Childcare is actually not a bad URL. Your challenge probably more so is that you have to spell it to everybody to make sure that they get the right letters in the right place. So it's not too long. It is actually just a branding issue where you have to spell it to everybody, right? Or else they type it in incorrectly and then you spend 5 minutes trying to explain it to them. So actually the name is not too long. It's just mainly more an issue of spelling. What's good is most people today don't actually ever ask you that question. They just type or click on a link and they get to where they need to go. So not a big deal. All right. Let's go back a step. And so we have this great website that it's kind of explaining what you're doing. And now, what is the purpose of the content that you're trying to improve? What is it that you're trying to tackle specifically? Are you trying to get more people to come to the website, or are you just trying to update the website? What is it that you're trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to get more people to the website.
Okay.
Hold on
So,
just a second. But the main thing is, so I'm going to start doing caregiver behavior management, caregiver training. It's going to be free to the children's parents who already attend, but I'm going to offer it at a cost to those who don't attend. But in the end, I'll be pitching for them to come to the school for a tour, and then I'll roll what they paid over for enrollment fee.
Okay. So remember, any page that you host in the platform is included in your $19.95 a month. So you can add as many pages, build as many pages in the website as you want to. So I would probably suggest to you that you just go into your domain registrar, whether it's GoDaddy or whoever you're using, and just add, instead of www, something like training. And that way you don't have to do anything with your original website, but your whole new business that you're bringing can fall under this. And again, people are going to just click the link and go there or come up with a whole new name, right? That's still associated with AOC, Elite Childcare, but is focused on your training business. Either way is easy to do, right? So if you do that, now you can share this link with everybody. You don't have to change your domain. You don't have to change your original page, but now you can build that single page website that focuses just on your training. And you don't have to mess with the original domain. All you got to do is create that domain, and then add it into the platform. And again, we're here to help you do that. Does that answer your question?
What you're suggesting is basically just create another one.
AOC Elite Childcare, but you build it in the platform in AEO website creator. And because you're using the same domain, it's still linked to your domain, but you don't have to go back into the other builder. You can use this builder in the platform, and the page is hosted right here. So it doesn't actually have to be hosted elsewhere.
Gotcha.
And that's an easy way to do it. And then later, if you decide to bring your domain over to the platform, again, hosting is free. I don't know what you're paying now for your hosting. It's free. So you can bring the whole domain over, and that subdomain that we just created, training.aoc, is already there. You'll get faster performance. The AEO website creator is faster. When you load a page, it's almost instantly created. So it's just got a lot of features that help you build faster because you build it with WebP images instead of PNG. There's a lot of technical stuff. Point is, it's faster, more responsive, and that's what you're looking for when you build out your website.
So I know you said earlier that it works with the Google. So I have the business Google, and I just found out that I can do videos where people have to pay to get the link, and videos where So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I'll have two links where my parents will come in on one link where they don't have to pay, but those who want to register and come will come in on the link. Does your site blend with that? I mean, I know it said it works with Google, but does it work with, I guess, the Google Meet?
Yeah, Google Meet is completely different. So that would be external to the platform. And so you can create, number one, you can add all of the Google Analytics pixels and things like that to your website in the website builder. And there's an actual section to do that. If you go into any website builder and you go here on the top, this is where you would come in and add those things. So you'd add your tracking codes here, custom CSS here. And then you could add anywhere on the page where I showed you that adding a component, you would just add the component and then you would paste in the custom HTML that those websites give you. And then as far as if Google Meet is managing your contacts, as far as who's free and who's not free, you could do it there. Or if you need to build that out in the platform, there's ways to charge for membership and not membership and have different roles and things like that. If you do a white label, you would need to do a white label to get that functionality where certain people pay and certain people don't pay or whatever. So it just depends on how you want to set that up. So it may already have membership functionality in it.
It's a set of 4 trainings, but you may
Mhm.
not need, if you don't have anyone who does physical things, then you don't need the training on how to be safe physically, but you may just want the behavior prevention strategies in one. And maybe you don't need the, you know, so in other words, they're buying a la carte.
Yes, exactly. So again, if you are you going to have video training basically?
It's virtual but live. The 4th training, if they did need the physical portions, they
Oh,
would.
so then that's super easy. So we have two. This is perfect. So this style here is called LMS, right? This is where you have video training that's pre-recorded, so on demand. And by the way, you could set this app up, call it whatever, AOC parent training, and you could set a price on this app. If it's a pre-recorded training, you can set it up where this app costs $5 a month, $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever you want to charge. You're controlling it, right? So you would build that app so this is if you have a white label, you can build that app and put whatever price point you want on it. Then you can have a whole nother app, which is completely free. And just like I have here in my AI Lunch and Learn, this is completely free and it has training schedule. You can put in when you're going to have the training and not have the training. And the videos that you add here are free. So you can add the free stuff here and then you can have the other one where it's paid for. Does that work? All right. So again, we can work on this, but that's hopefully answered your question on having either free or paid. And yes, you can easily set that up. But you do have to have a white label for that. And so in the white label itself, you can go in and set price points. So when you click on white label, you go to settings, you go to apps, and in the apps, for each app, you can pick any app and pick a price point for it. So that you can have 5 training apps. Some are free and some are cost money. You can have as many as you want. And in the classes itself, you can go in and set up. So again, if I just click the edit here. So I have these are the training videos. You can go in and edit any training video. You can add different call to actions. You can add files, like if you're going to give away content or books or ebooks or whatever, you can add the files to it. So again, they can all be free or you can charge for things. So far, so good. Yeah, you just go here, click and add the file, and now it's available into your class. Super easy to do. All right, anybody else have any questions? So yeah, I just wouldn't use the ultra fast. You can build the same thing in AEO. Anything that you were going to build in ultra fast, you can build in AEO. And then and by the way, we're only adding new features to the AEO builder. That's another reason to use the AEO, because we can build it there And as they develop new things, it'll automatically show up available in your website for you to add. So if they build a whole new component tomorrow that you can add to your website and do another function, boom, it'll be there and you're good to go. All right. That's probably the most important reason to build with AEO, because all the new stuff is going to be available in there. But again, if you need help, we're both here, Joel and I. All right, Joel, any other last minute questions?
No, thank you, Danny. As always, that was a very good overview. We appreciate it. Real quick, I know we've been attempting to, ask people, what they're working on. I think we got a good idea from Antoinette. And Antoinette, I took a look at your website, and you also have a great opportunity to switch over your platform to a white label. You have tremendous opportunities to monetize a referral service for your website. So people who refer you, I see you are in, I guess, Lithonia, Georgia. That's a very good, area to be in for your business. So, you should start focusing on your campaign within 20 miles of your business address, when you do your Facebook ads or whatever. So, that's something that they certainly can help you with the strategy when you're ready to market your new website white label. But a referral program, you should really start considering what the benefits are. And again, a lot of these questions, Antoinette, can be answered in the AI workstation, the Big Dream Generator. Danny and I, we are starting to do what we call visioning sessions. And so that's where we do take our higher level clients and we go through a visioning session in terms of, what they think that they want. And all we're doing really is gathering requirements and putting them into the Big Dream Generator. And at the end of the session, it's like, hey, this is what we got. This is the recommendation. This is a strategy. These are step-by-step instructions. This is what we can build up front. Having said all that, does anyone want to share if they've done their Keisha? I don't know if you've had a chance to do your Big Dream Generator Knowledge Manager, but do you have anything exciting to share that you're working on?
I did the Big Dream Generator, but right now I'm just like working on putting things into my community and everything like that. I'm also working on lead magnet and things like that. So that way, when I am finished putting different courses in the community, I'll be able to list them on the website. But right now, I don't know which ones are going in first because I'm just actually putting everything together now. So that's why I don't have everything together to list it on the website yet.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
just want to make sure that when we're ready to work on your project, you have all your pieces in place. That's good. You started your Big Dream Generator. And I take it that you're using a third-party learning management system, or are you building courses within the app itself?
Some of them I'm like built in myself. So it's from like courses that I bought that are like PLR. I am actually like redesigning them to my brand and like inputting information and taking out information. So I'm just kind of like editing it. And I'm also learning how like to do courses from scratch. So I'm like still in the process of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so again, a lot of the struggles that you guys are dealing with in terms of if you look at what we've already done, that's what we do. Our business helps people build their courses through our learning management system. We can host them on there. So there's a whole range of things we can do. I would recommend you take a look at the AI workstation and go and look at our learning management system and see if that's something you'd be interested in. Okay.
Okay, we'll do.
All right.
Bear, I see your hand up. What's up, Bear?
Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. And yes, ma'ams. I did the Big Dream Generator. And what happened was I did it for a couple of things. I was in a barbershop and I did the Big Dream Generator. And when I went back and looked at the history of the Big Dream Generator, all the tag titles for the beginning say Big Dream or Big Dream, right? So I thought I duplicated it and I deleted Break the Cycle. But I ran Break the Cycle through the agent. So I have that there on the agent. I've been playing around with the agent, playing around with the Big Dream Generator. But yeah, so that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit because they all start off the same. instead of itemized. Instead of itemized, you know what I mean, for themselves.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
figured it
yeah,
out after a little bit. Okay.
yeah. After I deleted it, yeah, I figured it out then. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, the platform, I'm starting to play around with a lot of the different aspects of the platform. I'm still trying to work out my white label situation. Other than that, I mean, wow. Yeah, this thing is dynamite. It's dynamite. I can't wait to take the course so I can be an official trainer of this platform and AI in general because, I speak to it heavy in my community. So yeah.
Don't forget, when you are in the Big Dream Generator, if you want to see all your inputs for a particular session, click this button right here, and it'll bring it all down for you so you can easily get to it, whatever you filled in.
Wait a minute, hold on. I was on my Big Dream Generator. Click what button?
This button right here. It brings down all of your inputs in case you need to get back to it, like if you have to recreate something.
Gotcha.
Or you want to also copy paste it out to your Word document so you have a document with everything in it. That allows you to copy the whole thing instead of just the answers. So that's also important because you're going to use that over and over again. So in case anything, it's also good to, I'll tell everybody, download this stuff so you have it on your local drive in case anything happens and then you don't have access to it or whatever happens. This is computers, right? This is software. Things happen. So you want to download this stuff and put it on your local drive as well. Okay?
Yes, sir. I've done that. I've slid them right on over.
All right, cool.
Especially with the I've done 3 individual tasks with the task managers and whatnot. That thing is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
That thing's like the USS Enterprise, I'm telling you.
Yes, there's a lot of fun toys in there to play with. All right, and then you mentioned the certifications. We're going to have some individual like boot camps and things that we're going to do. So Joel and I'll get back with you guys on that as well.
Hi, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. For my Big Dream Generator, right? When I did go and pull that arrow down, I did see like a lot of information, but again, it cuts off at a point where I'm not able to see the whole document. And when I downloaded it, of course, it wasn't there. So I don't know why it's cutting off at a certain spot.
Meaning the answers are cutting off? Or
inputs.
All right, I think this is as simple as the format only allowing a short form entry. So I'll take a look at that. Put your email address in and I'll take a look at it. It just means that the amount of information you're putting into the input is larger than the field allows. And so I'll take a look at that. I haven't had too many people run up against that. Are you typing copious things in there? Is that what you're doing?
I was being detailed as possible.
No, that's fair. That is fair. All right. So I will take a look at that. And I think you're just running up against a character limit. And I'll take a look at either increasing it or removing the character limit altogether.
I got one more question. So in the Make Money, and when I try to go to the share affiliate, my KYC status, so when I try to complete my KYC, when I uploaded the W-9 form, the PDF, right? When I downloaded the WPDF, I had trouble with the signature and transferring it back over into the app. So I had to go into FoxFit and get my signature and put it on a FoxFit file because it wouldn't let me sign or date it. Go to FoxFit and try it there. Once I uploaded my signature, I couldn't get my mouse to let go of the signature. Every time I put it back on the page, my signature was dragging with the mouse, and I couldn't get it to get rid of it. So I had to do a couple of things, but now I'm trying to upload it back to the affiliate page.
Okay. Yeah, that is not one I can help you with specifically, only because I don't have any control over that. So for the other people that are on what he's speaking on, in order to get paid, they've updated the KYC requirement on the affiliate link. And all that means is you have to tell them who you are. This complete KYC. So for example, Joel is never going to get paid on this $1.40 until he completes the KYC. So, Joel, if you want your $1.40, you got to go and fill in this silly form. And it's nothing I can do about that one. That is totally out of my control.
Not to be confused with KFC.
Exactly. Know your customer. That is a requirement. I have zero control over that one. All right. Any other questions? Joel, you're just nodding. Yeah.
Oh, we're waiting for if anyone had anything. I see we have Pastor Freeman on the line.
Yay, Pastor. It's been a little while.
Pastor Freeman, you want to share with what you're working on and what you've been doing and how things are going with you? You're on mute.
He might be in a noisy place or something.
There I am. I was trying
Hey.
to get back. Thank you. Yes, I'm on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Pastor hit the wrong button. We've all done that at least once. Hit the wrong button.
I gave him extra time to speak. I knew he was searching for that elusive button for mute. But anyway, so if he comes back, that's great. Pastor Friedman, he's a creator. He has several creative products that he's working on. One of them is a stage play that he is developing through the AI workstation. It's called In My Shoes. The setting is in Washington, D.C., with young people who are, faced with moral dilemmas, backdrop against gentrification, questions of, trying to walk the walk, the thin line in modern day society. So he is working on that stage play. It's going to be amazing because it's a musical with uplifting gospel Christian music, as well as a resonating message of faith, struggle, deliverance. It's kind of its own threads of overcoming this era against the backdrop of insanity. So we wish him the best in that aspect. I'm sure he would tell the story better than I did, but he's also working on several short stories, and he's using the creative portion of the AI workstation to do that.
Exactly. Pastor is fantastic, and the story he's telling is a lot of fun. I've heard a little bit of it, so it's going to be great when he's all done. All righty. I think one of the questions that Joel is going to send out is his little questionnaire on, is this time slot the right time slot? If people have a different time slot that works better, because we do have some people that have not been joining recently. So Joel, actually, you should probably just send it to those people and see if there's a time slot issue or, trying to find out the reason why they're not attending, and so we can keep growing the group. This group is a lot of fun as it is, and so today we had a lot of fun. I don't have anything I want to try to squeeze in today. I'll save it for the next session. We've got some new apps. Remember, go into the new apps section and play around with the new apps. The new AI Humanizer is a lot of fun. It's actually gotten a lot cheaper because it is one of those that require credits to use, but I've been using it for everything. I've created blog posts and how to humanize the blog posts, which is really good because Google, ChatGPT, all of the tools do not want you to post blog posts with AI generated content. They want you to actually write the content, create something new that then they can absorb and share. They want to learn something new. So by running it through the humanizer, it makes it seem like this is something that you wrote. And certainly you should always edit your blog posts to add your own flavor to them. The AI humanizer helps you cut down that time as well. So I've been using that a lot in blog posts. I want to talk about chatbots because that's one of the things that Joel brought up. And we'll talk about creating chatbots in a little bit more detail. And as Bear mentioned, the AI robots that are out there, the tasks you can do with Agent are absolutely fantastic. So you can get a lot done and with those. And so we'll spend some more time on those as well. All right. Yeah, you guys have a great week and the rest of the week, and we'll talk again.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.